Well, good morning. We are out on a Friday, November the 26th. Yesterday was Thanksgiving. I ate a lot. Don't do much for tradition, just for tradition's sake, but boy, any excuse to overeat apparently will jump at it. It's a very windy day, honestly, but I wanted to get out anyway, regardless, because I wanted to do a 3-day thing. I technically have 5 days off, Thursday through next Monday, because I'm off Mondays anyway. Yesterday being Thanksgiving, saved that for then, and then Monday, planning for that one to be a rest day to get ready for the work again. That'll give me time to prep all my meals, laundry, things like that, and relax before starting the next work week. So 3 of my 5 days, I decided to definitely try to plan and get out as much as I could during that time period. I am out at a reservoir that I have been to before. I was here earlier this year, spring maybe, moving into summer, I want to say. Well, maybe it was summer by that point. Anyway, the point is it's usually very busy. This was the one that I came to where I was like, it's a great spot. I saw some cool stuff. I set up with the camera. I came here twice and set up in 2 different places with the big camera, but super crowded. Just so many people fishing, which is why I was kind of thinking today, at the very least, I haven't decided all my days for locations yet, but today at the very least, this would be good, besides the fact that it is extremely windy. I did not record anything on the drive here because I already saw that it was going to be super windy and I wanted to have full focus attention on the driving, 2 hands on the wheel and everything, because it's 20-mile-an-hour winds with gusts up to 40 plus. So windy enough that it would be dangerous. Definitely just enough to make sure I pay attention. The plan is going to be to go out 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and do a different thing each day. And so I only take equipment to do that one thing. The purpose of that would be to practice and to have just a singular focus. Today, still photography, like last week. It'll give me a lot of things and cover ground. I did do a few things different from last week to try to upgrade. I know the audio quality, I had a lot of problems because of where my mic was. Today, I will be wearing the mic on the outside, and I've got the wind screen on it. The sock, whatever you want to call it. I've got that, and I've got that hooked up to the wireless this time. I bought a little adapter like I was talking about last week, so that the wireless one, I'm not trying to have a cable that would come undone and I'm moving it or things like that, which also, if there are things that I want to show, and also the audio like there were last week, I hooked up this little thing, which is just a handle that I have from camera stuff, along with connectors to get everything onto there to get a microphone, a cheap shotgun microphone that I had on the camera before when I was doing vlogging that way instead of this way. And then this is just another wireless. This is basically, this kit came with 2 of these and then the receiver, 2 transmitters, 1 receiver. The receiver's plugged into the phone. I have a transmitter here so that if I want to turn this on and capture shotgun mic audio of like, oh, look at this while I'm getting the video of it, I can do that. The other one is hooked up to my microphone here, so I can do that, and I can mute depending on what I'm going to do. The other thing that I wanted to improve upon from last week to try to show is to move it off of my chest, because I can't really see what's going on, and the angle is always kind of weird. So I put like I was talking about with a ball mount that I have, I put that onto there, and hooked that up to the clip thing, and that's going to sit more up on my shoulder. We'll see how that goes. That's going to be a test today as well. I tried it out at home, and it worked decent enough. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll get out and just do some walking around, some still photography. That's all I'm focused on today. Tomorrow's focus will be audio. I'll still take a camera. I still want to take the camcorder because it also has the ability to plug in for all the audio stuff, but my main focus will be just doing audio tomorrow. Still photography, the audio, and then the video. The last day will be the big camera. Go set up probably in the blind. It's usually just easier to set up because it's a big tripod. It's got all that. I think I'll do audio at the same time just because it's tough to do. Like, it's a trade-off, right? There's a whole thing with like looking at what I can do as an individual, what I have the time, the energy, the strength, the ability to with my own focus. And like, if you're comparing it to what I'm doing, trying to make wildlife documentaries or just capture wildlife footage, it's going to look better if I have the audio at the same time. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be easier, because that's another thing for me to set up, another thing to worry about. I've had trouble with that in the past, as we know. Like the last time I went out, when I went to a different reservoir and the audio, I got everything set up and it was like, oh, no, we're not going to sync now after you bought all the equipment to try to do the time code syncing so that it would be easier for editing and make sure that everything lines up right. And I just ran back and forth for 30 minutes between the blind and where I had set up my all my audio stuff. Anyway, if I record the audio separately on a different day, I have to ADR it in, right? Like, essentially, that's the whole point then, is if I've got just audio and you put it in, which is, as far as my understanding, typically what they would do on a big, like, almost movie set for capturing wildlife documentaries, because it's just, you got two different crews running at the same time trying to do that, more people out there, more equipment, they all have different needs to do the audio, to do the video, different people, assistants for that, the whole thing. Oh, the wind is blowing, and that's going to be miserable. I am as bundled up as I think I can be for today, but that is not going to be fun. Anyway, I think, from my research and my understanding, typically they do the audio separately, and they just add it in post and match it up so that it matches the video, which, that's a lot for a single person to do. To have to go out twice to capture audio, hope that I get something similar. Excuse me. Or, you know, if that I just get enough of it that I can match it up so that it looks and sounds right. I would rather do it at the same time. It is just a lot more work, a lot more effort. I don't always have that much around. That doubles everything to the point of what I'd be able to produce. Anyway, but I still need to focus on audio. I still need to focus on trying to get improving that clean, clear, what it takes. Today we'll be walking around, obviously. Still photography, I can cover a lot of ground. Tomorrow will be more of the same. As far as walking around, it will be audio and videos. With that, I plan on hand-holding the microphones that I've got. I'll hook up to a rig. We'll see how that works out and see if that works. Otherwise, I'll have a tripod attached to it. I'll just put the tripod down and walk away, and I can be recording that way. And then I'll carry the camcorder with the shotgun mic and everything. And that, I hope to find wildlife tomorrow as well. Haven't decided where I'm going, but if I can do that and I can get wildlife audio, that'll be great. Otherwise, I just kind of want to do scenery and nature and generally show, you know, that kind of thing. That'll be the focus for tomorrow. Like I said, the third day, big camera, probably in the blind. It's just a lot easier to set up and do that, which means I have to pick a spot where I can blind up. I did look, and the wind will be significantly less, which makes sense. That'll be good. I don't know how much recording here I'll be doing today if the wind is just going to be blowing the whole time, but let's go ahead and get ready to get out there. I've got to get some, I got to change my shoes. I'm just wearing sneakers now because I've got my boots in the car, which doesn't do me any good when it's coming from out to the car. Doesn't really help that much, but then it keeps them in the car and they're already there so that I always have them. Yeah, let's get going. Okay. Let's see how we're doing here. We got you hooked up. I was wrong. It's not really on my shoulder. It says it's on my chest, but it's further out and away. There are birds out on the water. Let's see, we're across the dam like I've done before, because that's where the sun is rising on the other side of that. It's behind clouds and mountain right now, but should come out later. And that will give me access to pretty much everything along the river as I walk. There's some goals on the... Do I need to tighten this thing up? I think I do. Oh boy, not a fan of this. Well, none of that's going to come out. Neither is that. There's not enough light. Oh, that's a strong gust of wind. Definitely sounds like gunshots. There's no way you heard that. Let's get over here. We'll duck down out of the wind and get situated. I got a few things I need to take care of. Okay. Let's straighten this out. There we go. Got kind of a loose strap flapping in the wind there. Get all set up. Let's adjust the camera. I need to tighten everything down. So another thing I brought was a cheap pair of headphones. Earbuds that I could just plug in and double check on my audio levels, see how that's going. I don't want to keep them in because I want to be able to hear everything and not just my own microphone audio. But should I pull out the shotgun mic, I have a way to check that. So my plan is to walk all along. I was here before and I set up over that way, and I just sat and watched in front of this land out in the water. Now I'm going to walk all the way that way along the water because the sun will be coming this way more or less. I wish this angle was a bit wider on the phone so you could see more of my hand stuff, but I'll start walking and see what I can see. I'll record again when I see stuff. So I spent a couple of minutes back over there photographing a bird. I'm not 100% sure what it was. It didn't quite look like a meadowlark, which I recognize has a particular bill, but it did have a yellow spot to it, so I don't know off the top of my head what it is. I will look in the guide, and then I will check again when I get home to edit, but I did see something. They're definitely here along the water edge are songbirds flitting about. I think I saw a robin as well. I'm going to continue walking to see what else I can see. And hopefully get away from the loud noises of the dam, which, although peaceful, just kind of that white noise of the roar, also make it very hard to hear if there are like bird calls or anything. There's a gull right in front of me. I don't know if you can see that. Forgot my binoculars, they're in the car. Brought them with me, made sure they were in the bag. Forgot to put them on my person when I walked out. It's unfortunate. I'm gonna scan all the trees here across the water and see what I can see, and then keep walking. Okay. Ooh. Sun is going to be behind the clouds for a lot of today, it seems, so not exactly ideal. We're making the most of it. Started walking along. Whoop. I see a sign. I have not gone to check out what that sign says yet, so that's where I'm headed. Here at the water edge, there is, I assume that's cow poop everywhere. I don't really know how the cows got to here, because I thought there was a fence on the other side. That's the dock across there. People pull their boats in. And this, yes, okay. It's a very informative sign, if you can see here. Wait, I guess this had something on it at some point that is no longer there. I keep walking along and see how far this goes out, and if there's anything out this way, or maybe across the water. Oh, we turn around, there is a beaver out on the water. And there it went. Let's see where it emerges. I spotted it a little bit up, followed it down. Oh, what we got going on in the water here? It came down and started to turn, and then it ducked under. I haven't seen it surface. I don't know if it continued going down or if it turned. Oh, there it is. You coming up the shore? What are we doing? He's making a beeline. What we got going on here? Where are you going? Damn. Move so quick through the water. He's getting close. I gotta be quiet. He's right there. And under. Well, I hope you saw that. I don't know how much the tripod was in the way. I forgot after I did it early in the week. I went out last Saturday, right? So, I think Monday, I was getting all of my stuff situated, pulling things off the camera, doing editing, all of that. And that's when I was working on this phone mount and where I could put it and playing around with different areas. And one of the places I tried was on the shoulder, but the strap is actually too thick on this bag. So I guess I decided the chest would be the best place, and I would put a ball mount on it so it would get a little further away from my chest. But unfortunately that means that when I'm using the camera, your view is basically my tripod instead of being up on the shoulder where you might be able to see more. So that's a bit unfortunate. I don't see the beaver popping up anymore. It went down right around in this area, kind of, maybe. It's hard to tell. The mount covers a good portion of my screen. I can't believe that he was right up. Didn't duck under or anything. I'm standing. There's no cover here. It just came right up there in the water. It's perfectly fine. Well, I'm not seeing anything. It's been a good minute, I guess. It's hard to tell. But I don't know where they went. I think the cloud coverage is going to be thick today. I think we had our brief moment of sunlight. We may get another one as it moves in between the trees. Clouds. Clouds will move in and out, but I am curious what this red sign is. This may be the furthest that I can walk here without trespassing, so I'll go find out. I did see a beaver the last time I was here, and I was set up on the river. It was just for a moment. It came up out of the water and sat there for a second, and then ducked back. Yep. Private land behind this sign. That's as far as I can go. I thought this may have gone much further, but I guess not. Oh well. I will basically just walk up and down this area. Oh, go back to where there are trees so I can get out of the wind. It is cold. I spotted the beaver again. Oh, if you can even hear all of this. The beaver made it much upstream, past all the rapids. It's up this way. We're gonna see if we can find him. Whoop. Hello. Where did you go? Okay, that was definitely a bald eagle that just came swooping down. I didn't have the camera ready. This definitely didn't pick it up. It's pointed too low. Let's see if we can fix that. Oh, stop. Way up in the sky. Where'd you go? Come on. You're a gull. It looked like the eagle swooped right down into that tree. But I don't see anything from this angle. I'm hesitant to move. Oh, there's a kingfisher. Oh, Now all the birds are coming out. All right, let's see what we can do here. Let's try to move. It's a gamble because I'm moving behind the trees so that they don't see me. But that also means I can't get a clear shot until I get out around the trees. Let's see what we can do here. That eagle may have taken off already and I missed it entirely. Or it's sitting in there amongst the trees, watching the river, looking for a fish. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer, at least to that kingfisher. If it's still sitting there. Oh, yep, there it went. Shoot. I haven't seen kingfishers in a while. I think I saw one briefly at the park that I've gone to many a time to shoot at. And before that, that was really the first subject of my my videos. Well, more than a year ago back in Georgia. I don't see any eagles. Let's try moving up. It was this tree right across the river here. Probably long gone by now. I don't see anything, unfortunately. But definitely was an increase there in the amount of stuff that's in this area. So I'll stick around here. See if I can't spot that kingfisher again. The last time I was here, this is where I was set up over that way in the blind. And I heard the gulls start going crazy. And I managed to catch a glimpse of something and just barely zoom in enough. Or get it focused with the big video camera on top of a electric pole on the other side of the river. There was an osprey that had caught a fish and had it pinned up on the top. It was kind of flopping around still, and then it grabbed it and took it off, and I never saw it again. That's it's definitely a good spot to watch real big birds of prey catch fish, I think, and that's why I wanted to come back here so much. But it's just so crowded with the people fishing that birds didn't do that too much. Yep, I'm thinking wherever that eagle went, it probably, if it landed in the tree, then it went on the other side, grabbed something out of the river and went off. Or it's on the other side of everything and I can't see it anyway. Walk a little further along, see if I can find the kingfisher. And stop talking. Well, it is windy. I think it is about time to call it. Oh, the wind has died down for a minute. It is cold. It is cloudy. Still had fun. Still saw a lot of good stuff. Talk about it more when I get back in the car. But I think I am ready to call it a morning. Now there is something. About windy. Whew. All right, back to the car. Okay. It is cold. That wind really cuts right through you. I haven't been out in wind that strong in a good many months. So, I saw plenty of stuff. Let's get out the books and little field guides, see if I can figure out what that was that I saw. Not entirely sure. Definitely saw eagles. Definitely saw a kingfisher, the belted kingfisher, which I've seen before. Plenty of gulls. There's stuff on the water that I don't remember the name of off the top of my head. The American coot, maybe? This doesn't have everything, and it's only got one image of each, of course. Field guide, but possible. Anyway, I don't see the songbird. Warbler, maybe. I will have to find out when I get home and put it in the video description what that was. But I did see birds. Not a great day for audio. We'll see how well my little handheld device worked. I did do this at one point when I was near the water where the rapids were nice. Really couldn't do audio for the whole day out here with this one in particular. It's just too loud with the dam. The wind will hopefully be gone by tomorrow or be lessened from what I saw unless forecast changes, which definitely can happen. I suppose I could actually check and make sure I'm talking into the microphone. I'll have to pick a different spot for tomorrow, which will be my goal. I'm going to go home and get everything moved off of here for the videos and the camera for the memory card. Get everything, start the transfer for all of that. I probably won't work on editing today just because I want to enjoy the rest of my day. Play some video games with the siblings, I imagine, because we didn't really get to do too much of that yesterday. I have some leftover Thanksgiving. Pretty much all the traditional dishes were made, and now I'll get to make a sandwich. Plant-based turkey, not bad, actually, because I don't eat meat anymore for the most part. And I was surprised with that and the ham, the fake ham, that I'd never tried either of those. So my backup was sausages, which I have had plenty of, and those are always good. Oh. Yep, it is cold. I would like to get going and get the heat on. I, for the most part, stayed warm, except for some areas. Ooh, my protective covering is coming off of my mic pack here. And by that, I mean the cover that you would traditionally peel off and expose the thing so you could see. Oh, anyway, good day, good first day. Glad to be out, glad to be doing it. Tomorrow, my focus for audio will be, like I said, kind of the nature landscape of things. So I might find another spot along the river because the sound of water flowing is just really calming and nice. I'd like to do that. Birds would be ideal, but I don't. Finding a place where you can hear a lot of birds would be more like a forest where you're not going to find as much water. The place I went to last time is going to be crowded on a Saturday. Not great for recording audio. Few people did show up fishing. They're out in the water. Whew, it is cold. I cannot imagine how cold the water is. I mean, when I woke up, I checked to see, how to dress up for the day. I got thermals underneath and layers and everything, but it showed it was 37 degrees and felt like 20 because, again, really windy. I cannot imagine how cold that water is, but there are people out in the water fishing, wading in the water. Whew, no thank you. Plus, I don't want to fish anyway, but not that I'm being asked. The hypothetical situation in which someone has asked me to go fishing and stand in this water, the answer is a no. Now, if I could stay in the water and get some good photos or something. The beaver, don't forget about that. Saw the beaver multiple times. Definitely saw the eagles. That eagle that I have no idea how much of the audio came out because of how windy it was out there, so I'm kind of just repeating it. Sorry. But there was a point where I came around, I looked, and I saw an eagle. I saw a big bird of prey, which definitely was an eagle because I could see the white tail as well, swoop down towards trees on that little island that was in the middle of the water. I don't know if it actually landed on there or if it just kind of went by them. It looked like it was, they swooped down and then kind of come up to spread their wings out and slow themselves down so they could land onto a branch. I saw it start to do that before I lost it in the trees and started trying to get the camera ready to take a picture. Never saw it again down there, but I definitely saw a pair of eagles circling up above that I tried to take some pictures of. Who knows? Taking pictures of things in the sky almost never comes out because you've got such a dark object compared to how bright the sky is as a background. Silhouetted is the best you're going to hope for, but we'll see. When I get to editing, we'll see how that came out. We'll see what birds I saw. If any of those photos came out, it'll be very grainy because that ISO was very much cranked up because no sunlight. Whew, but a good day. I'm glad to do it. I'm glad to just get out. I had another thought while I was out there that I think would be really cool. I kind of would like to get some new binoculars because mine are broken, but again, no money. I thought it would be cool to take absolutely no recording equipment. I'd rather take my phone just to have my phone in case of emergencies. But maybe if I take my phone and take nothing else, then I hopefully won't try to record anything. But just go out with nothing but binoculars, no cameras, nothing like that, and just watch for the whole day and just see whatever I can see. Not try to document it, just to go out and practice and learn and look for birds, and that would be a good thing to do. It's tough to convince myself to do that because everything I want to do, it almost feels like a wasted opportunity. If I go out and I see something amazing through the binoculars, I could have been seeing something amazing and taking pictures of it and saving all those memories on the camera. But I think that will help me learn different skills of predicting where birds will be, kind of learning their habitat. Something, earlier this year, maybe last year, going to that state park, talking with a guy who was out there. I'm sure I recorded a video on the day of and talked about it. But I did talk with a man who said he'd been coming to that park for 20 years to photograph birds. And I wanted to talk to him a lot more, but he was very early in the morning. I was trying to get out there. There were pelicans on the water. I could see that. I had the camera, the big camera and everything. I wanted to get video as much as I could. So I didn't stop to talk with him a whole lot. Plus, strangers. I'm not usually that social, but that would be something. Anyway, one of the things he was like, oh, it's such a great place. He was telling me all about all the benefits of it and why he liked coming there and something like that. And one of the things was he mentioned a term that I was unfamiliar with, and I didn't realize what he was talking about at first. And I had to ask him what it was because I thought maybe that, I don't remember what it was now, but I was like, well, is that a type of bird that I've never heard of? He's like, no, it's the trees. It was a breed of, is that the right word to use? It was a type of tree. Boy, I can't think of a good word for that. And that kind of struck with me. I was thinking about that today because I was looking at these same trees out here, which I do not know the name of. I'd like to learn that. I think that would be something that I could research, is learning that helps me. It's their habitat. It's where the birds go. It's where they are. It's, they're eating the berries out of these specific trees, the myrtle beech. I don't remember. Learning their habitat, learning where they go, what they do, the birds will help me identify where I can reliably see birds over again, especially different types. Water, going to be a great place to see kingfishers because they fish for birds, because they fish for fish, because they hunt for fish, they eat fish. Sometimes I just say things. Anyway, I am cold. I am going home. I'm going to go unwind and get ready, prepare all the stuff for tomorrow, get all that done before I settle in and play some video games for the rest of today. It'll be good. Hopefully we'll get more sunlight tomorrow. We'll see about that, but either way, it'll be audio, and then the next day, big camera. That is the plan right now, unless anything changes. See you tomorrow.